For this project, we need scissors, thread, close-ended zipper, pins, 2 types of fabric, measuring tape, and anything extra you'd like to decorate with. We're going to start by using our measuring tape to cut out whatever size purse we'd like to make, including a 1 centimeter seam allowance. We're going to cut 2 of these rectangles using our outside fabric. Out of the same fabric, we're going to cut a small piece that we're going to use for the tab. I cut mine 10 centimeters by 5 centimeters. Then, using the 2 pieces that we just cut out, we're going to cut 2 more pieces out of the lining. And here are all the pieces of our pattern. You can start by ironing your tab piece, and then you're going to sew it straight across. Ironing will make it a little easier to sew. And then again with a straight stitch, you're just going to sew along the edge. It's up to you what you want to put on your tab piece, if anything at all. Now place your lining right side up, your zipper right side up, and your outer fabric right side down. And along the zipper, you're going to place pins and sew, making sure you're sewing through the lining, the zipper, and the outside fabric. You're now going to place the 2 right sides together of your outer fabric. And making sure your lining piece is out of the way, you're going to place your second piece of lining, again right side down. So again, your outer fabric is going to be right side facing up, your zipper is going to be right side facing down, and your lining is right side facing down. And then you're going to sew along where you placed your pins. I used my zipper foot for this stitch. You can now prepare your fabric to iron and do a top stitch. So I folded it over just a little bit and then ironed it down. And then did a top stitch again using my zipper foot. Now, making sure the zipper's open, you're going to flip your fabric around to have the 2 right sides together of your outside fabric and the 2 right sides facing each other of your lining. And then you're going to place pins all around, leaving a small gap in the lining of about 5 centimeters, or enough to be able to push your fabric through. Make sure the zipper is folded towards the lining. You're now ready to place your tab, and you can pin that in wherever you like. Now you're going to sew along where you just pinned. Over the zipper, it's easier to use your hand wheel so you don't break your needle. And then just continue along, remembering to leave that gap in the lining. Flipping it over will be easier if you cut the corners of your outside fabric. You can now reach through the hole that you left in your lining and pull your fabric right side out. And then flip your bag right side out again. I use something sharp to poke through and make my corners pointier. Now you're ready to sew up the lining. Start by ironing it flat, and then you can use the same color thread to sew it shut. And for this, I just used a straight stitch and sewed very close to the edge. You're now ready to iron your bag. And finish off by sewing the lining into the corners of the bag. I do this with a hand stitch just to keep the lining in place. And I do it for both corners. Any extra embellishments can be added at this time as well. If you'd like to do any embroidery or beadwork, it's easier to do that before you attach the pieces. And you're all done.